Hi everyone, it has been a long time, has it not? I thought I would enter back into the YouTube space with a pretty easy one, but also one that I do every year and certainly didn't want to miss this year. So every year I have always updated sort of what I'm doing with my planner for the coming year. And so I thought we would just break the ice and come back in uh, on a video that is fun to take a peek at and see what I like seeing what people are up to. I would love to hear in the comments below what planner you're going with this year or planners. I know not everybody is just a one planner person, so what planner you are planning on using or planners you are planning on using. I actually really went around and around and around with myself on what that might be this year. Right now, this past year has been a doozy of a year. Um, and it's been, so I've been in and out of a planner, which is generally the case when things are going a little bit crazy. I tend to get out of my planner. It's never a good thing for me to get out of my planner. And so I started out with an A6, Hobonichi A6, which is a smaller size. Um, and so I thought that that would be a good size for me for going back and forth as I used to do to two different places. It was easier to throw in my bag, and I will say that it was. But I have to say also that I didn't really love the compact size. I live in my weeks, which we'll talk about, and many of you who did the plan with me's, which I'm going to go back into for 2025, doing my plan with me's. But because I miss those. I really enjoy doing them and I really miss those. So that is my goal for 2025 for sure, and probably ahead of that time. I really start on December. I don't actually know if this one starts on December, so we'll see. I may be in here on December because this will have December, but I think I'll start my plan with me's on December because it's the season of the year ahead readings. I will be doing my year ahead reading coming up to get planning and ready for it. So I think I'll probably plan on starting, which is not too far away. I'll probably start at the beginning of December, but yeah. So I'll we'll peek and see if this has December in it or not. But I ended up partway through. I don't know when I started. I think I went back and did the monthlies, so I don't know when I actually started back here. This starts, I know it wasn't, okay, it starts in June. I think and even July is not there. So August, it looks like I might have started. I just picked up a half year. So cousins come in the avec, I think it's called. Where it's just the avec. Oops, sorry, you can't even see. The avecs give you 2 half years because I wanted to get back. I obviously didn't need the whole year, so I went into the Hobonichi Tech. That was just from about August, and it was just so. I'm an A5 person. I live in my weeklies, and so it for me is really important to have that size weekly, and so when I was going into this year, my original thought was I would just get another cousin. They work for me, the Hobonichi cousins. I love the paper. They work really well. The only thing that does not work for me are the dailies. I really don't use the dailies as dailies, right? As intended very often. They're mostly to-do lists for the day, and I don't generally need a whole page, and I don't use them every single day. So I decided that, so I started just looking at other options, and I landed on the 2025 Common Planner by Sterling Inc. Now, I don't know a ton about all of the rollouts, but I believe this is the third year for the Common Planner, which is very similar to the Hobonichi cousin, and we'll compare it. There are some differences, and some that I really like, some that I'm just okay with. That's great, but What I liked about the Common Planner is that the daily sections, and there's two versions, and this is the A5. They have a bunch of different sizes, but it's just the A5 that matches the cousin. They have just blank graph paper. There's not any dates on them. They're numbered, but they're not dated. And you can either get one that is the full size with the 362. I don't know if it's 362, but you get a page for every day. Or you can get this is called the compact, I think. Let's see. Yes. So I got the A5 vertical compact full year. So it is a full year of your weeks and your months, but in the back it's compact and you only get like 120 or something like that pages. I never use even half of my blank pages, so I hope I don't regret the smaller size. If I do, I'll just get a blank, which I'm planning on doing anyways, to put on the other side of my thing. So I got the compact. It has 100 and some graph pages, and I'm just going to treat like a bullet journal just for my daily list. I'll just date it, make a list, probably 2 columns for the page, and I'll just continuously run that when I need it, when I need to go into like an intense, like if I'm prepping for a class, like I'm in the midst of teaching a rune class, and so usually the day before, or really even just a nice little weekly, like a full checklist what I need to have for the following week for class, or I've been individually mentoring somebody on Lenormand, and so going into the next session or even across the sessions, like I might have a page that is dedicated to really my full list there. So there are just certain occasions in which I just need more if I'm, for individual to do. So I think it's going to be fine. I'll know for next year if I need to order the full one, if I end up liking it. So this was, I want to say for the compact it was 42. I can't remember for the full. It was like maybe 58, but don't trust me on that. I'll put a link to it below. Not sponsored, paid for myself. But I like to give the information when I can. So I already opened this and took the plastic off. I'm going to keep this intact because obviously I'm not going to go right into it, and this will at least keep it safe. I actually quite like this. It's not like a full-on box. Or I was saying, I believe this is the 3rd year. I think there was some issues in the 1st year that I remember hearing about. And then last year, I think that the ink was much lighter on purpose. Would have been too light for me. I think I even looked at it last year. I usually do look and see what's out and about. But my eyesight is such, and the older that I get, and I'm not getting younger, my eyesight is such that it is better for me to have some contrast, and it was just too light. This, I've already peeked at it, and I think is going to be perfectly fine. So I'm going to keep a hold of that. I don't know what this is. Probably just a little. Let's just rip it, Oh, so they also, I've ordered stickers from them in the past. So just like a little sticker sheet. I love their stickers. And then a business card, which would be really pretty just tucked into there. So that's what's there. And then this is a nice little, you could use this as a pencil board, and maybe that's what it's for. So it has the 2025 at a glance on the back. And then they're beautiful. Again, before they did planners, they did planner stickers. That was kind of their thing, and I followed them for their stickers long before they started making planners. So this would be nice as a pencil board that can just tuck into there. And it's so, I love her stickers and the art style of her stickers. So that's what we have there. We'll put that over out of the way. And first I'm just going to look at it, and then I will kind of give you a little bit of a comparison. It's very close, or at least it used to be very close to. Now they have all different colors on the outside, and you can get either gold trimmed edges, or I don't really like, to be honest, with planners or anything like that, I don't actually like having the gold edging. I think it sticks together. I just don't like it. So this is just the white edging, and this is forest green is the color that I chose. 2025, obviously, and Common Planner designed by Sterling Ink on the back. and it's the same paper. It's the Tomo River paper, I believe. It used to be, yeah, it's the same paper. So you start out, I don't know how it's best to do. Should we compare it right away? No, let's just flip through it and then I'll just quick compare it. Because I know a lot of people do use the Hobonichi. So you have your 2025 year at a glance, and then you have two blank pages there. That would be great for. I do like to do my year ahead and put it in there. I don't know if before the weekly. No. Okay. So yeah, that's where I would put my, and it's not in here because obviously I switched planners, but I will put my stickers and stuff and all my information of my year ahead reading there. So then it goes into a goal breakdown. Now, I actually like this. I am relatively goal oriented, so I do like that. We have a someday goal list. We have ducks coming down the stairs. We have a someday, a 1 year, a half year, and then a quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily kind of goals that if you wanted to work with that. I do like that, and I can see just like more of a brain dump, like what I'd like to accomplish over the next year, half year, again, going all the way down, what things I want to have daily. So I do like to make kind of goal things like that. So I've never really written them down like this. If I use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. Having these kind of pages don't really bother me. I never use like the year spread. So this is the yearly tracker, which is very similar to the Hobonichis, right? Where you have the full year, you have the dates going down. And so this is great. For really the most I've ever done with this is like birthdays, or I have done it in the past where I can highlight where my classes are or workshops, so I can just kind of see the year at a glance. I may do that this year. Again, I generally don't use this much, but it would be good for that kind of future planning. So we'll see. I'm always up in the air of what I do with that. And then we have the quarterly. So quarter one, we have the January through March. We have it priorities for this 3 months, January, February, March. And then we also have the dailies of January, February, and March. And then, of course, you have that April through June, July through September, and October through December. I might use this one. I tried 1 year to do weather tracking here, and I actually enjoyed it, but it was just almost too much. The Hobonichi doesn't have it split like this, but I might actually use this more for my, I could use that for my recaps. So, what my card of, for quarterly one, like what my card, all my information is where you write kind of your notes about that. And then I could do my weather tracking just 3 months at a time. I actually think I'll really like that here because, again, this was a bit much. And then I had, obviously, my cart, or this was a bit much and doesn't give you much space, whereas this gives me more space. I think I might do that. This will be for monthly for my card of the month and rune of the month and all that kind of stuff. And then I can do my weather tracking there. I'm extra excited about that. I haven't looked, closely at that. And then you have your monthlies. I use my monthly for forward kind of overview, birthdays, my ancestor birthdays, as well as my current people's birthdays. And then just literally just big things that I have coming up. It will show where I have classes. It will show where, if I'm playing D&D or, whatever is kind of scheduled ahead goes here. It just has an open column here. Obviously, it's in English. This is not a Japanese version. And it's just all one color. There are not all the color variations that you get with Hobonichi, which is great for me because I do use stickers and things. And so I really don't need like colors on it from there. So that's what we have here. So then obviously your monthlies are all together. It does start with December. Okay, well that's promising. Maybe but a lot of times I don't even think in the Hobonichi. Oh, it does. No. Yes. No, that's January. So yeah, that and Hobonichi I think does the same. You don't get your weeklies, but at least I have the monthly. But yeah, you don't have the weeklies. It starts in January. Now the weeklies I'm slightly nervous about. So let's go ahead and compare these because this is where I live. I do actually like the line that you get here. Let's go to a blank. Here, I put these so I could. I actually like the line that you get separating them, but this does give you a little bit more room because where these numbers would be, the times are straight on that where that line would be. So you do have a bit more space, like one block. That makes a difference sometimes. But you do, as you can see, have your month, your month calendar there, so you can see it in what's highlighted. You have your full column there. I do use those generally for like decorative. I just enjoy putting decorative energy there. So that is there. I do also like how it stops, so it just goes to midnight. Which I actually quite like because I do use these the bottom for checklists, for home, for work, weekly checklists. Sometimes I skip. Let's go this way. Well, here we go. Home, things I'm waiting for, marbles, and I've been using 2 blocks for work. So I like that I don't have to have those numbers down there, so I can use that there. So I actually like that, and I also like that it is not 24-hour clock, because I'm always having to count in my head where it goes from 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I quite like that because that's generally how I use time, right? And so that was actually a bonus for me. So again, pretty much the same setup, except for we've got the numbers on the line. We don't have the line separating it. That's going to work, I think, fine, even though again I do like that line separating it. Doesn't have like the blank space up here, but that's okay. It starts with 6. Let's see, let's find a blank week. Oh, this starts, see, I can barely read that. I can actually read those better from this distance. I can see that better. This starts at 5, this starts at 6. I don't, I wake up at generally 8 o'clock. And so I still have the same chunk of space. I do like to put like the washi along the top. I've been putting any of my readings that I have to do up near the top. If there's any astrological things, I like to put it up there. So I'll still have that space. And again, this ends at midnight. And that's where I start my space. So this is the same space that I'll have down there without having any numbers down there. So I actually really like that. And then it really stays pretty much open up here, which is fine. Again, it's meant for decorating yourself and or keeping it minimal if you want to. So that's that. Let's go to the front, I guess, since we just talked about the other things. So this starts and gives you a 24, 23, and 25, which I think is overkill. I do like having, I would prefer to have the 25 and the 26. Well, this would have been 24 and 25. So on this one, you don't get that. You just get, but I'm going to be honest, I really don't reference those things other than at the very start of the year. So while it's would be nice to have 25 and 26, it is not a game changer for me by any means at all. So, and then again, it goes into your, this is a 6 month because this is not the full year, but normally you have the full year, which we talked about. I like the way that they've done that twice. And then you have your monthlies, and your monthlies should be the same size boxes. These go all the way down, which is fine. I don't really use that down there. I do like that we still have our side, because I do like to do a monthly to-do list very rarely. I have intentions to. Again, I'm only lightly into this because I just kind of came in to just sort of give me something to get through the rest of the year. So nice big. So you actually then should have taller boxes, but they don't really look taller. Well, these aren't the same months. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so you do get that bottom depending on if you've got how many weeks you have. So you do have that along the bottom. I've used it for decorative in the past, but I don't. So they're the same size boxes. I don't love this in the Hobonichi, so I do like that this is kept blank and you can highlight that as you want to highlight it. Sorry, the chalks are going up and down. Again, just kind of, it's just minimalistic. You do still have the side pages for the months, but they are not colored. There's no color, whereas there are colors in the dailies. We don't have dailies, so it's just your weeklies on the side. And then when you get to the back, all that it is are blank but numbered pages. And my intention is to just split it in half and may have, I'll date it, make my to-do list. If it ends here, I'll start the next date, just like I do like with a bullet journal. And I think this will end up being plenty of pages because I never really use this. You may hear my granddaughter upstairs, and that's okay. You'll have to get used to that. There's nothing better than the sound of a baby enjoying life. So that's that. And then again, obviously let's go to blank one. Mostly to-do lists. I've done lots of things in the past with them, but this in the Hobonichi, you have all of this information. This is my problem is this is a repeat of time management, which I do in the weekly, so I don't really have any need to repeat that, so it felt really repetitive. So I was like trying to figure out what I have. I just mostly work in this section right here, and I can do that in a half page of this in the Common Planner. Okay, dinner has ensued and completed, and Belle is done munching over there and is sleeping contentedly on the edge of the couch, the foot of the couch. So all is well. Obviously, you didn't know that, but that's the case. But while I was thinking about it, I decided to try. Here's my thing. I start my year on December 21st on the winter solstice. So I do like to be able to go into my new planner on the winter solstice, right? So, which is just the last 2 weeks of December, because this one then starts at the, obviously, the cross week that has both the end and the beginning. So I think, I just took a pencil and just kind of sketched it out, because then I can put my washi tape in here and put my stuff in here. So I think I'll just take the two, this is just done in pencil because I just wanted to see if I could, do it decently, which I used to do a bullet journal for a long time where I drew out all my spreads, so no biggie, and I got graph paper. So I'm going to it's taken 4 of my pages, but that is okay. I keep forgetting to turning off my phone, sorry. So I'll do another one here for the second week. Obviously, I'll make it look nice. This is just pencil sketch. And that way I can start into my planner on the week of the winter solstice and then continue on forward. So that is my intention. I'm not going to take this out, but I did want to see. Yeah, it's about the same. It's a maybe slightly thicker. It's pretty close. I think it might be slightly slightly thicker than an Avec, half of the year Avec. Avec, you get 2 books. So in one book you get the one, which works fine. This is my normal Moterm cover, which is a cousin obviously fills it out a lot more because you have the full year in there. But this actually makes this a little bit more usable, not as compact. I also am planning on getting a Tomo River paper notebook on to slide in on this side, because that way I can use it for more, like if I'm getting ready to start a class, I do like to have, quite a bit of pre-planning, and so I can put that in there. Gaming information. Look, I am all about Minecraft at the moment, with several worlds to keep track of. I'll put a link down below for those of you who used to watch some of my Animal Crossing and then Disney Dreamlight Valley. On my personal YouTube channel, I am starting some long plays. I'm trying to get it figured out there, how to best do it where they're not entirely boring. But over there. But anyways, there's some things I need to keep track of in gaming. I do keep a Notion list, but sometimes in the moment you need a jotter. So I'm going to put that on the other side because I have plenty of room in here to do so. But it really does fit the smaller size ones really well. This really just stays open anyways. So in the weeklies, but this really does just stay open on my desk. I don't really shut this, so it works great. So this will just obviously go in its place when I'm done, and we'll see. I don't see why this would be, it's really set up to be quite similar to obviously if you're doing a week spread in an A5, you can only split it into so many, so the sizing of the columns and stuff are going to be about the same, because that's how you're going to evenly split up an A5 page. So there's really nothing here that is different. I'm not missing anything. The only thing I'm missing is the dailies, and I rarely use them. And again, I use them for lists, and I think I'm just going to literally draw a line down the middle and date and start and just keep working my way through, and I think it's going to be plenty of paper for me. I'll just bullet journal it on that. So if I really want to have like something I want to really dig into, I can bullet journal it. I could even use this as like when I do have something important on a page, I can write the page number in there and what it is. So there's ways to like make a or what I would do with bullet journaling is obviously I'm going to have these 2 weekly pages, but then the very first page could be an index, and then if there's something like I've done some swatching for something, or there's something I want to be able to reference quickly back to because they are page numbered, then I can just have an index of that. So I think it's going to work great. I don't see any reason why not. It's pretty much similar to a cousin, and so same paper and everything, so I think all will be well. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be doing this year for my planner. I am hoping I have a much better planner year than I had last year, because it's usually a good thing for me to stay very into the calendar. So I think I will start, I'll see when I start, but probably December, the first week of December, I will start planning with me's just to kind of chit chat, pull a card for the week as we used to, and set my planner up. It keeps me on my planner, so I'm looking forward to that. But hello, good to see you all. Again, leave a message below with what you're up to, or the planner you plan, or if you're just like winging it. Maybe you're one of those freewheelers who are going to be like, you know what, I don't need a planner. More power to you. Or are you a digital planner? I do know a few people who use like almost like a bullet journal, but on like their phone, like there's apps that allow you to do it that way. I have tried a lot of digital things. I do keep a lot. I'm a Notion person, 100% through and through a Notion. Everything is, I've got a Notion page for my D&D characters, from work down to play. I have Notion sheets for and everything. But what's going on in the week, what do I need to accomplish, it doesn't work for me anywhere except for in a paper planner. So that's where you'll find me. Okay, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, whatever time of day this finds you watching.